Let's play a game. Let's go tell them. You tell me about you, and I'll tell you about me. Deal? Tell me about
Silky feet,
and I'll tell you about me. Tell me about you, and I'll tell you about me. Tell me about you, and I'll tell you about me. Tell me about you, and I'll tell you about me. Tell me where you come from. What your life like? Tell me everything. I'm trying to get in your private life. I'm talking deep. That's undersurface, water light. Spill all the bees on the floor. We'll clean up tonight. I wanna know you, the real you. Tell me everything. Interrogation, detect the room. I'm intrigued by your mystery. Pulling up the sheets. Tell me about your history. I wanna know what make you smile. You got a nice smile. Could light up the whole room, shut the whole place down. The way you talk is real smooth, real smooth. I'm talking panties on the floor. Come here, let's get to it. How you react when you mad, going through some shit. I'll be there to help you pick up the pieces. I said that's real shit. You fucking with a real chick. Sometimes the way I move make me hard to deal with, but I'ma tell you just what it is. I'm 22, that's too young to be having kids, but shit don't go my way. I may throw hissy fits. Been through a lot, so don't got time for the games and shit. I'm Brooklyn born, product of the projects, breed boy. After Fab, I said I got next. Big facts, I got big dreams. Don't fuck that up for me. Dream of touring, living life with luxury. I came from a troubled past, but that's in the past. It's time to focus. I'm focused. I'm getting to the bag. At 6, yeah, I lost my dad. He was a great dad. So tolerant to lousy men, something I don't have. At 7, yeah, I lost my mom. She was a great mom. Told me be smart, be superwoman, and stay strong. Tell me about you when I tell you about me. Said tell me about you when I tell you about me, baby. Tell me about, I'll tell you about. Tell me about, I'll tell you about. Tell me about, I'll tell you about. Tell me about, I'll tell you about.
How about now? Am I happy? Good. All right, so let's try this again. Good afternoon. It's Jenna Osher. Lace laughs in the bottom line, and the white half apologizes for being late. The black half feels like she was right on time. In any event, I hit a little traffic, and I'm sorry. So the mood here is a little somber. It is for me, at least. Normally, I'm a little bit more amped up, but my week has been a little somber. I think most people's weeks have been, this week rather, has been a little bit sad. There's a couple of people I've seen commentary on, and they're like, oh, I don't understand how people can be mourning someone they never met. Have you ever met, like, JFK or MLK? So, you know what I'm saying? So you can't be compassionate or empathize with somebody else who's going through things, be it Lauren herself, the kids, his mother, you know, his family. Cali is a mess. I can't imagine that happening again on the East Coast. So, you know, it's just hard to watch, and it's not over. We haven't even really come to terms with like what happened. There's so much back and forth with did the government do it, or is it black on black crime, or is it a combination of the two? I don't know. I can't call it. The Dr. Sebi angle is interesting. However, I don't think that was the real reason things happened. I think it's interesting because his death has brought about different conversations on health, black-owned businesses, unity, gang violence, the LAPD. Interesting topics come about based on him, and his legacy obviously will continue. I just think it's unfortunate that his children will not be able to have him here to see this whole vision come to fruition. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to suggest. Kodak Black, that's a whole other, I wasn't going to bring that up, but yeah, listen, a couple of people have spoke to this. My son is one, obviously, and Big Boy, I think, also recently commented. I just think people are blown away, and I just think some things are off limits. Kids, dead people who can't speak for themselves. I don't know. We haven't even buried him yet, and it's like, what do you? It's weird. It's weird. The respective actor is kind of MIA. I don't know who raised some of these people. But at the same point, we also have to look to who we support and how we can kind of contain certain nonsense. So in this realm, I'd like to see people kind of let him know this is not okay. And most people, I think, have done so in various forms, but I look forward to more of that. They're talking about Nipsey being waked at the Staples Center, which I think would be really impressive, a nice way to send him off because the capacity far surpasses any other venues out there that can accommodate that kind of crowd. So that would be really a nice thing to see. I mean, my hair is up thinking about it. And I'll leave that alone for the moment. I don't know what else to say. I'm just really sad. I'm really sad for Lauren because I feel like, especially as a female, I'm single, so I'm always happy when I see a couple who's making it and doing things well. Gives me hope. Lets me know that it's all bets aren't off. But when you have somebody who's doing so well, there he is, doing so well, and then this happens, I was sad. I really felt like I knew this guy personally. I don't know either of them. I've never met either of them, and I just feel like it really hit home to me and so many people because it really can be anybody. So when when your family members leave, let them go with a big hug and a kiss, and make sure you tell people how you feel about them while they're here and not once they're gone. Because whereas all the love is great, it would have been. I'm sure he would have been much happier to have seen that when he was physically walking around L.A. Another thing, I think everybody can kind of help out the community in some form or fashion. He employed different people within his former gang members, people who were formerly in prisons. He made it a point to give them each a role so they wouldn't have to go back to negative behavior. So I really commend him. I don't know. I'm sad. But that's what I have to say on that. Math, I don't know how much longer you need, but I'd like to take a quick break and get into my first guest. Ebony J is on deck, and I have to say I'm very happy to hang out and chop it up with her. That first track is who was playing in the background. Behave yourself. I can see this is going to be trouble. Anyway, let me know when I can go to. I have to keep talking. See, I don't know. Be quiet. Keep talking. I never know what the game is with Math, and it's okay. We're still figuring things out. Kudos though to Math. What I wanted to do was play all Nipsey music in the background outside of featured talent today as a tribute. But he mentioned because we're streaming. That's negativo because it's called your whole show is El Cut. So that's why when you come to a show or a station and you have a team. He's part of the team. He is part of my team, and without him, I would have been looking real stupid with most of my show being cut. So, that's why you have help, and that's also why you pay for services rendered, so that when you come to a place, you get the right help. Correct? Is that right? And that's also something I'm going to touch on later on in the show. We have Candy Will on deck. Oh, now I have to be quiet? Great. Candy was here as well, and we're going to talk about black businesses, and I have my checkbook because everybody should be paying full price for everything. No discounts. This is nonsense. You don't walk into Fendi or whatever and go, what's up with this 2-for-1? It's nonsense. I'm okay. I have to go to a break. Lace laughs, the bottom line. We're going to get something to eat. We'll be right back.
Classy girl, but she got that hood and I can't tell unless she mad that she got that hood and she from Brooklyn. Best side, be aware it's called Zorda. Playboy bunny hopped up. Ooh, now he energized. Say he in love with that Coco. By the way, her nickname is Coco. I got my white bitch, and she vanilla. Asian bitch, oh shit, then she yellow. Got black bitch, she brown. Motherfuckers know I run this town. Got my butter pecan, she Puerto Rican. Fuck with my mixed bitches only on the weekend. Small waist, fat ass, with the perfect mix. Small waist, fat ass, no, that's the perfect bitch. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Why you doing it and doing it and doing it well? Like go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn. I told these bitches straight up. Don't wait up, I see these niggas looking cause they know I got my cake up. Cut a few hoes off, we had to do some pay cuts. I got this one girl, we was more like sisters. We ain't friends, shorty held it down, we more like fam. I'm tryna get by, they wonder why I get high. Cause shit is real grimy when you growing up in Bed-Stuy. I'm from the hood where you constantly hear police signs and bullets fly. I said, you would never meet a chick like me. Walking down the street feeling so clocky, a real raw ass bitch. And I ain't talking about when you fuck her in the ass, real raw type shit like, ew, you a nasty dude. Little did you know my mouth was real nasty too. Deadly ass whipping, still cooling your career. Let them know that the fucking Queen L was here. Like, ow, I'm the girl that you talking about. Say, do you really think that we could work it out? No, bitch, fuck you talking about. You already know how we get down when you from Brooklyn. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. I've been down for a nigga since I met him. And I try so damn hard not to regret him. Brooklyn girl like me could never sweat him. Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn. Best Eye, East New York, Bushwick, Crown Heights, Brownsville, Flatbush, Coney Island, Williamsburg, Park Slope. Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn. The borough of legends, man. So many legends. Biggie, Jay-Z, Fab, Lil' Kim, Mos Def, Foxy Brown, Talib Kweli, Nas, Big Daddy Kane, and Busta Rhymes. Real rap niggas, real rap raw. And I'm next. Yeah, man.
Back. It's always nice having Matt in the background, putting everything together, especially your music. That was nice, I have to say.
Thank you.
First and foremost, thank you for coming down. I know you're busy. With
Thank
quite
you
a
for having me. I'm so excited.
cut it out. So
Yes.
I was listening to your music while I was stuck in 40 minutes of traffic getting over the bridge. It's fine. A little accident, and then you have a police car who's
Behind
people are
you?
petrified. No, listen. And those tickets are not cheap, so I can appreciate it. But I'm like, guys, we got to go more than 40 an hour, especially my
Yeah.
overdrive, where I'm like kicking in the back of the head. Anyway, you're here. It's true. It's true. I'm in the back of the car going, whenever you're ready, buddy, pedal to the metal. So let's just talk about the first song that was actually the intro to the segment, not this past segment, the
Before-
intro,
yes, the
okay. Tell Me is the name of that track, am I
Yes,
right? Okay. Now, in that track, it speaks to, what I listened to the whole thing. I love the back and forth. Yeah, I agree with that. There we go. There it is. Okay. All right, I like that, yep.
I want to see you, but okay.
I can't see you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses on.
All right, let's go.
I just-
No, we're
that's-
close enough to where I can. So
That's what I'm
I
saying
don't
to
need
you.
to see anything
Your-
else.
Her eyelashes are popping. I don't know who did
Yes,
them, but they look
thank
great.
you. Listen, these were on sale, and I got it. I saw it. I was like, I have to put them on. Yeah.
I'm
Well, I didn't
inspired.
put them on. Somebody else put them on because I'm terrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel so bad because when I try to do the what do you call it, the glue? I just
Yeah.
glue my,
It's all
I
on
glue
your
it
fucking.
closed.
Yep. No, mine's are stuck
Yeah.
together. My eyes are shut. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. And then it's 20 minutes later and I haven't gone anywhere and I still have to redo it. And
Sometimes my shit comes off. I'm like, what the
you
fuck?
can't do it.
Man? Yeah.
Well, it's better that than the weave or the
Yeah.
wig. That's even worse. That's a problem.
No, never that.
So the
But
commentary in the
I'm type to
background.
just take them off in front of people. Like, fuck this shit. Okay, it's done.
So somebody is in the background. We won't go into names because he's not wearing his situation. But wants to know has. Is he in trouble now? I don't care. Now you are intruded on an interview, so be prepared to have the questions asked. So
Yes.
somebody wants to know: has your situation ever unsituated itself during the performance? Are you happy?
Yes. No, my situation has never unsituated itself during a performance.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been pretty good with the performances. No slip-ups.
And we're going to get back to you in 3 seconds, but has your situation ever unsituated itself during a performance? No. Okay.
2 days ago, I seen a nigga chase his toupee down the block. That shit was funny.
Wow. Stuff like that happens to me with my
Let me get back to my guest, Ebony J. So now that you got your
J.
question asked about her situation, we're going to talk about her story. Tell Me is actually something that I like because it's nostalgic for me. The back and forth brings me back to like 88.
Okay.
Which is good because I'm a little bit confused and concerned with what's currently coming out
Yeah, I like that.
from some people's situations. In the lyrics, though, is it right that I understand your parents passed away
Yes, both of my parents passed away
at a young age?
at a young age. I was maybe like 6 or 7.
Okay, and then also you mentioned just recently to me that
My
your grandmother
grandmother.
passed.
So it was like my dad, my mom, and then my grandmom, like all within a year span. Like it was crazy.
Who
And I was really young,
raised you?
so I didn't really understand it. My aunt, and that's like a whole nother situation. Like, my motto is turn pain into purpose. And the reason my motto is turn pain into purpose is because I've been through a lot. Just my parents dying, that's just the surface of the things that I've been through. when I was with my aunt and in care of her, that was like a whole nother situation. Like she was on drugs and she was doing her thing. So I kind of felt like I pretty much had to raise myself and figure things out. And the way that I went was doing the opposite of what she was showing me, doing the opposite of what she was doing. And I was in school. I was in a lot of like after school activities. I started like my own step team. I was in dance. I was in step. Even like my dance teacher was like Beyonce's backup dancer. So like that's like another story. But just like my aunt, and then I guess when I was older, like she kept me away from my family because she didn't want
For a
them
reason?
to know. Yeah, she didn't
Okay.
want them to know that she was on drugs. They were under the assumption that everything was okay, everything was cool, and me being the kind person that I am, I want to protect my mom or whoever's taking care of me. So I'm like, oh, she's at the store. There was times where I was left alone, and I would say, oh, she's at the store, knowing she wasn't at the store. You know what I'm saying? Or just her not wanting to go certain family functions because she didn't want them to see her, or she just maybe didn't want. I don't know. I was just kept away. So when I was old enough, I gained back to the family, and like a lot of my strong family members held me down.
Do you have siblings or you're an only
no
child?
siblings? I'm the only child.
Okay. At what point, at which age did it really,
Hit me
kick in that you needed to, put the full pedal to the metal, like press the
With-
gas? Just in general, at what point? That's a lot.
Yeah. So I was just talking to my friend earlier about this. Like I didn't even cope with my parents. Like I was telling her like when my mom was in the hospital, I wanted to play with my friends. I was still so young that I didn't understand the situation. Oh shit!
Well,
Don't
okay.
do that. 'Cause now you got me about to go.
Because to be quite honest, it's
Yeah.
sensitive because this is now what's going to happen with, let's say,
Yeah.
Nipsey's children.
So I was
So
strong.
what advice do you
I held
have
it down,
for his
and
kids?
It finally hit me later. Just to be strong. Be strong and find that support within your family, within your friends, within those family members. Like I have a lot of strong women in my life, and I always thank them because that's the reason I'm the strong woman that I am today. I have independent women in my life. So you have to find people that you gravitate to. Maybe they have an auntie, maybe they have an older sister, maybe they have that one cousin that treats them really good and understands them. You need to have someone there to know that you have that support, because when you don't feel like you have that support, that's when you look for it in other places that you don't need to.
That's very interesting. So I hope people were listening. Am I right? That's especially from a female's perspective, because we get the.
Some females get lost to the streets.
Okay.
So she got lost
Right.
in stuff like that.
So speaking to that, because a lot of artistry.
I always was into music. It was something.
What
that-
age did that start?
Forever. Like my family still bring up the times like how I would just like put on talent shows at the family events. So like Thanksgiving, I always put on an annual talent show. I was always interested in music. I was always singing. I was always dancing. I was always lively. And my friends knew it too. I was always freestyling in high school, middle school.
You have an amazing voice.
Thank you.
What made you pick? She does, because I don't. Of course you can. Sure. I mean, since you were on the show today, go ahead. Go ahead.
What type of music did you grow up listening to? Because like today's
Nice.
kids, the music they listen to on the radio is very fucked up.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of music. My mom played Lauryn Hill. I listen to Lauryn Hill. It's weird. It's like two sides. So I listen to Lauryn Hill. I listen to Erykah Badu. I listen to Janae Aiko. I listen to some Queen Latifah. I may listen to Brandy. I may listen to Nipsey Hussle. I may listen to Dave East. I may listen to some Biggie. I may listen to Jay. It really depends on whatever mood I am and how I want to feel and what's going on. But I switch it up. And then some twerking music, some City Girls. I like some new songs that's out there.
This LL Cool J remix.
Yes.
Because for 3 seconds when I was playing it, I was like, how did this get mixed up into my? Because I'm going
Yeah.
down the email, so I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Was that somebody that your mom was also playing back then, or was this something that
I don't
you found on your own?
remember. I don't remember. I found it on my own. I like that song. Yeah, like I like LL. Like it was a good song.
Hello, old ladies love
Okay.
LL. Hello.
Okay.
Y'all like his biceps or when he lick his lips?
Both, and his little sock thing, his little hand leg thing. Are you kidding?
Okay.
Like his whole situation. The fact that he still looks like he's 29.
Is he?
He's like 106.
No, yeah, he's really old. He's really
He's
old.
becoming the new Samuel L. He
Yeah.
doesn't age. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
he
I've
just
never
stays
seen.
the same.
That's it. He'll be like
Yeah.
this until he's 60. All of a sudden he's gonna be.
Yeah.
What
We're
happened
like,
to
what
L?
happened to L? Yeah.
That's right.
We're
Well,
gonna
it's just,
be mad.
that's what happens. You guys go from 25 to 49.
Yeah.
With no problem.
But I always just like the song. I think I was just listening to I think I wanted to do remixes at the time, or I was just getting into writing. Like I got thrown into music. It was just like I was in high school. I was in college. My financial aid fucked up. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do
Same here.
music. You know. So that's what happened. I did music, and one of the songs on my first project was Brooklyn, which is a LL Cool J remake. Doing it well. Everybody loves that song. Like it's like a Brooklyn anthem. It's like go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn. So it's like a really cool song, and that song kind of everybody liked it so much that they wanted me to keep doing that type of sound. And I'm like, I'm just figuring out my sound. I'm still figuring out myself. I'm not gonna stick to just doing classic remakes, you know.
But this is what makes you different, I think, a little bit, because a lot of the lyrics that I hear now, I want to shoot myself. Everything is
Yeah.
thotty, dot, dot, and I just can't take
Hate
it.
shit like that.
I can't
Yeah.
take it. I've had it. I need a little bit of a story, a message, something else.
And that's what I want to bring. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm
Talk
happy
about
you
your
got
show,
that.
because I know you also have a show. So
Yes,
let's
The
not get into
Purpose.
too much, she also has a
Yes,
show.
I have my radio show, The Purpose Radio Show and podcast.
And what day do you, or is it just kind of whenever you?
I do it Tuesdays and Tuesdays 8 to 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's at a station that I'm doing. It's pretty cool. And I also do some video content. So sometimes I may just do random interviews like on a Saturday and get some cool content that people want. Sometimes people just hit me up randomly like, hey, can you do some interviews for some artists? They're coming into town. Let's get some stuff done. So I do that. I do media coverage of events. I sometimes help out other friends with their sites and do media coverage and blog write-ups. So I do it all. But yeah, my show, The Purpose Radio Show and Podcast, is basically off of my motto, like turn pain into purpose. So branching off of that, it's The Purpose Radio Show. It's like, what is your purpose? What do you bring? Are you breaking barriers? Are you making change? Are you making a difference? Are you bringing something? And do you have a purpose? So if so, come into the show and speak about it. So we have different brands, different artists, something similar to what you're doing. Anybody that just interests me, anybody that I have is living within their purpose, come into the show and speak about it, so that we have all different types of people. And it's a great show.
I love it.
like it.
What do
Thank
you like doing more, the hosting or interview component, or performing?
I'm going to say performing because I'm an artist first.
Okay, so now being that you do interviews and you have to listen to music, who's your biggest competition?
I'm not going to say, I don't see anybody as competition. I try not to look at it like that. Like, I'm in my own race. I'm in my own lane. I'm doing what I'm doing. I know what I want to achieve. A lot of people have short-term goals. My goals are long. Long goals, long legacy. I want to be in this. I want to make impact. I want to really make music and be for the people, have you feel that emotion.
I'll
through
switch
my
it for you a
music.
little bit, because a lot of people don't want to admit that they have competition. Everybody has
Right.
competition. So we'll switch it a little bit. Who would you like to work with? Because you only want to work with people who are at your caliber.
Right.
So who is somebody you'd like to work with?
Somebody that I would like to work with. Are you talking about like big people or just like
I don't
people
care.
in general?
People who you feel are going to make your, exactly. That's right. Because you could be.
No, right. Like I have so many different people. I'm working on my album. This album is gonna be something smooth, something chill. It's gonna definitely be a vibe. So there's some artists that I'm working with. I want to work with Jen Unique. She's a beautiful soul singer. She's really dope. We're gonna probably get something done. Big people. I would like to do a song with Nikki. I think that would be pretty cool.
Okay. She can use it.
Yeah. Mary.
Why would you pick Nicki and not like somebody like Erykah Badu?
Hello, can I make my list? Like,
just
Jesus.
asking.
It's a valid question, but I can but listen.
Yeah.
You know, she's.
That's a random question. I never, like, really thought about that. So, I'm just, bam, you know? So, I'm just, like,
usually how it goes.
throwing people out there. Yeah, like, I don't know. So,
What
I
kind
would
of,
love to work with Erykah. I think that would be really
yeah.
dope. She's one of my role models. She's one of my inspirations. She's the same sign as me. Like, she's my Pisces mom. Like, I love her so much.
When's your birthday?
February 19th.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm, like, right there on the cusp.
You're on the
Bam.
cusp. I'm on the other cusp. I'm Aquarian cat. So
Ooh,
that's
that's
dangerous.
different. Yeah.
Kill yourself.
Right,
That's-
aquary cat. That sound
That's a
crazy.
mess.
That sound
Yeah,
crazy. An
that's a mess.
aquary cat. Ooh.
All right, let's talk about what upcoming events you have, different things you have as far as events, showcases,
Yes.
as well as appearances you're making. What else
Yeah,
is on
so
deck?
I do my own events. I have the mental health awareness event that I do. That's really nice.
I need
It's
2
really
tickets to
beautiful.
that, because you know.
Yes. It was so beautiful. The last one was so amazing. We had a vibe. We actually had some donations from Sosa. That was really nice. He donated, and
Math.
S.STREET. Yes, Math is amazing. We had some art pieces there. We actually had some canvases there. We did some painting. We did some meditation. We did a little bit of yoga. We did vision boards. We wrote out some positive affirmations. We had a live panel where we actually spoke about the different things that were going on in the community, from therapists, from actually people dealing with it, from people who have sisters and brothers that deal with this stuff, and me who deals with it, and I spoke about that also. So it was really nice.
I love that.
never really said that, but yeah.
Advice for somebody who's up and coming, just on any level, whether you want to speak to the artistry component or doing the radio component, which we all know was a lot of work.
Yes.
Just what do you have to say to someone who's looking at this interview right now and saying, I wonder how I kind of get my foot in the door?
Get your foot in the door. Do your research.
Okay.
Never, no, but like you never go into nothing blindsided where you're just like, I want to do this, and you have no idea what
Like
you're
our
getting
government?
yourself into. You know,
So, like
you have,
CNN, like Fox, you just
yeah,
just
no,
look
but
at-
like I really
Right.
think that you should do your research and you should network. Networking is important. Relationships are important. Staying consistent is important. Focusing is important. Not getting distracted is important. Putting in the work is important. You know, you just can't say you want to do something. You actually have to be about it. You have to have actions behind
say that
what
part
you're
louder.
saying.
You actually have to do the
You
work.
actually have to do, and that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people say they want to do this, but and they're like, "Hey, help me," and I'm like, "How the fuck can I help you if you're not putting in no effort into what the stuff I'm trying to help you do?" You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lot of shit that goes on. So that's why I'm saying do your research and really make sure that this is something that you want, and go for it. Don't be afraid to go for it. Like I always say, just go for it. Like if you have a business plan, if you have anything, go for
This
it.
is one of
Do
my
it.
last questions for you. I think this is going to be one of the more important questions, so listen to this, kids.
Okay.
Being that you're an artist and you're also someone who hosts artists on their segment,
Yes.
you understand the value of a budget.
Yes.
Talk about
And I understand how important it is for an artist to get that great interview, for them to have the right questions asked, for them to feel at home, for them to just want to like really come and enjoy themselves, you know? So, yeah.
I'll take this compliment. Thank you.
No, yes, you're doing a great job
Thank
too.
you.
I love it. I
appreciate that.
love it.
You know, that's why I have the hat on. The forehead's big
Hello,
enough, right?
yes, I got my hat on too.
5 heads
I was
covered.
like-
Yeah.
But yes, I love interviewing other artists. And what was the question?
The question is budget. In other
Oh
words,
yeah,
the
budget.
same way you
I
have to
think
spend
that
money.
exactly. I think that it's very important for you to have a budget, and
Okay.
it is important for you to have a budget. Like I understand that you're an artist and oh my God, I have to pay for this and I don't want to do it, but you have to invest in yourself. And who says it has to be the most expensive thing ever? Budget correctly, budget within your rounds of budgeting. It doesn't have to be a huge budget because not everybody has a huge budget. I don't have a huge budget, you know.
You can also
And then-
barter.
Exactly, barter. And then again, connections. If you don't have a budget, that's when your connections come in. That's when your networking and your relationships and everything else comes into tune.
You heard that, guys? So I don't want to hear it. You had it on a website.
I make
have
my
business
budget
cards.
affordable. You know what I'm saying? Like as me being an artist, I understand that I don't want to pay a huge amount for an interview. So I make my budget affordable, and then you have to think: is this worth it? Is this something that I want to do? Invest in yourself.
That's it.
Yeah.
So everybody can find you. I don't know where I'm stalking you at, but where can people find you?
Everybody can find me at Ebony J on Instagram. That's EBONY, the letter J __. Stream my music, please. It's Ebony J, period. On Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal, yes, and YouTube. Check out everything. I have my new project coming out, my album that I'm working on, a tour, merchandise, a whole bunch of things, and events. I'm doing like a little brunch thing that I'm going to be starting.
I'll be there with you.
Like
Come with me?
beautiful black, beautiful.
Yeah, I'll be there eating.
brunch.
Yep. Food.
Yes, it's gonna be. We're gonna have food. We're gonna have live music, and we're gonna have vibes. It's gonna be cool. So definitely come out, get some drinks. You got me some drinks. So
Any
we're gonna
final
have fun.
questions before we cut to a break? I don't want to. Can we cut
I
to?
would say this interview was pretty dope, but fellas, if y'all never seen her perform, then y'all need to pop out.
You
like,
need
calm her down. She does her thing
to.
on stage.
It's amazing.
Thank you
yeah.
very much, Ebony. I'm really
Thank
impressed
you.
by you. Very impressed.
Thank
guys.
you. I'm so happy. Thank you, Jen.
I'm
Thank
supposed to
you,
keep talking,
Jen.
so I'll go anywhere.
Thank
and I
you,
like that red. It's
Jen.
getting you extra nice.
Yes. We got both red on.
I'm
You
a
know,
little
it was
jealous
red
though,
thing.
because when Jesus was handing out boobs, he skipped me twice apparently and
It's
gave mine
fine.
to you. It's
listen,
okay.
I done lost
It's
my
okay.
boobs, grew my boobs, lost
I'm
it
jealous.
again, grew it. Like, listen,
I'm jealous.
God
I'm working
is
with
great.
34 AAAs. You know what I'm saying? This is a mess.
Yes.
It's a mess.
it's okay. You can wear
okay.
like little bralettes and shit. That's what I did
What do
when
you
I
think
had
I'm
small
wearing?
boobs. Hello.
It's okay. It's
yes.
okay. It's, you know, I've tried it. It's a mess.
So your boobs is
Sports
really
bras.
go to Miami or just have somebody put a bun in the oven?
No.
No, you don't.
Or
So what
you could
happens in
just go to
Miami?
a Brooklyn nigga basement and help us
No, you'll be fucked up in a year.
How in the?
say it. Like,
First of all,
Some Jiffy? You said Jiffy cornbread?
I'm done.
no, Jiffy Lube.
Oh, okay.
Jiffy
Right,
Lube.
that's you see
Where?
in my mind at.
Right.
That's the only Jiffy
Yes.
I know.
There you go. Huh. Oh God, we're on a break.
Alrighty.
Articulate.
Time you the great, you haters. Government shut down, just ask them. Russia them a want, say America we. If you don't eat right, your health will. If you don't trust God, your faith will. Bubble to the ground, 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 bubble to the ground. Articulate, yeah. Global warming real, so earth. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Pata cook, so the rice. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Everybody fake, so friendships. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Every time you the great, you haters. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Government shut down, just ask them. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Russia them a want, say America we. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. If you don't eat right, your health will. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. If you don't trust God, your faith will. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground. Bubble to the ground, bubble to the bubble to the bubble to the ground.
Back, Lace laughs in the bottom line is back in full effect. Thank you, Matt, for bringing us back. So that was an amazing track, by the way, and I had to get things correct, and I want to make people aware of who you are.
Okay.
Because some people may not make the connection.
Right.
First, let me switch my thing here. Hang on. Let me just get your questions up. Okay. So your current name that we're going with. Okay. Your stage name is Articulate.
Yes.
Okay. Which, let's be honest, kids. I wasn't the brightest in school. Not a brain surgeon. So it took me a few to put things together. One, that it was you.
Right.
Two, how to pronounce your name. I'm not kidding. It took me like 14 go-rounds, and I was like, this is nuts. And then finally, I played the music. 'Cause when you're at work, you can't just break out with I don't have
Right.
earbuds.
So it's gonna, like,
so I'm just
disturb
looking
you.
at it. I'm like, I don't know. So when I'm listening to it later, I go, oh, Articulate.
Boom, like.
Wow. So tell me how you came up with the name first and foremost.
Pretty much, first of all, I did music before, so I was under.
One second. That's not. See, you're cutting my whole interview because you see that's down the road.
Now I'm telling you with the name.
Okay.
The
all
name.
right. Okay.
So I used to be under the moniker DJ Aaron. So,
Okay.
coming back to the music scene, I wanted to find something that defined who I am in terms of a persona.
Okay.
And how I speak and stuff like that. So what people would look for in my music. So when I thought about that, the first word that kind of came to me was being articulate. Being like that. So that's how I came up with the name.
All right, so now we're going to fast forward through the interview since you're asking your own questions. Okay, so let's get to the chase. So apparently, that music this is not a new passion, which is one of my questions.
No.
So we got the name answered. This is formerly Petty Post, which I think a lot of people will make the connection with because for 3 or 4 years. I couldn't look at my Instagram without staying on his page and crying, laughing for 4 hours. I don't care how depressed you are. You go to this guy's page and it's just like, what is this? So I never knew that music was anywhere in your background.
Right.
At what point does this passion for music start to bubble for you? Speaking of bubbling.
Bubbler. Pretty much, I grew up being musically inclined. My dad was like a guitar player in the church and stuff like that. So he
Churchgoer.
Yes.
Okay.
I grew up in the church. So and my music before was reggae gospel. So
Reggae gospel that
Yes.
exists? I am so...
it's dancehall gospel, reggae gospel. There's a whole like genre.
Dance hall gospel?
Yeah.
I can't take my hair is up. I'm just excited.
Yeah,
I
for
would go
real.
to your church. I was at white church today. I wanted to kill myself. And my father will tell you, because my daughter's getting first communion. There you go. Thank you. You see, I don't even know what the hell's going on. So she's getting first communion
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks. I'm black and white. I don't care how this comes out. The white church is dry, okay? And I'd be interested to see how your situation is. So next time there's a powwow, let me know.
I will.
And
I will.
I'll save 5 hours. I know how you guys get down. You
said
come out
5
breakfast
hours?
lesson. I'll
It's-
have
it's-
Tupperware.
I think the Avengers movie is longer than the church service.
Can't
No,
take it.
just-
I can't take it. I can't take it.
No, but pretty much, yeah. So I started with music at a very young age. I used to do like youth competitions back in Jamaica. We had a group called Radical Change, which won a couple competition. The national competition we came second, in like the 90s. And fast forward into when I migrated here, you know, I still continued my music.
When did you come here? What year? How old were
What
you?
year?
How old were you?
I was in my early 20s when I came here.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like 2005, 2006.
So you came here after 9/11. What was your? And I'm going to get back to your music real quick. But being that
Right.
you weren't here for 9/11, what was your intake looking at it outside looking in 9/11?
Well, I was at school, and we were, I think it was lunch break, and somebody had a TV on in the school, and it was like a big scream, like, what is going, like the world was ending pretty much, you know what I mean? Like, what is going on? And everybody was congregating, and, you know, some people were crying because they had people in the States, they had family members. We just didn't know what was going on, so we had to watch it, and, you know, it was looped on the TV all week, all month, you know, pretty much. But from outside looking in, it was like, what is going on as a terrorist attack in America? Like, can this happen in Jamaica? Can this happen somewhere else? Like, how vulnerable are we as, you know, you see in a first world country being attacked that way, thousands of people are losing their lives.
Very interesting
Like, what's going
standpoint.
on? You know what I mean?
Well, and yet you still came here. So whether it was by your choice or
Right.
your family came, so you're here. This passion for music is there. Again, how did you get started? Obviously, I know how you got started with the memes. That just
Right.
worked out well.
So
you know-
the music. So let me give you a little background of like my brief career before I stopped. So pretty much in Jamaica, just before I migrated, I recorded 2 songs, and I recorded them on a CD. I brought them to like 3 or 4 radio stations. You know, took the like public transport, dropped the CDs off at the front desk. You know, please include in your rotation. That's all I wrote on the next morning. That was a Saturday night, 7 p.m. The next morning, Sunday morning, 9 a.m., it was in heavy rotation on all the radio stations.
Well, that's one of the other questions. So DJs and radio play, how do you garner more spins on the radio
Right.
and in venues? So he's aggressive. And that you have to be
You have to.
a face.
You have to. You have
Yeah.
to show up, you know, because you are you. Like, no one else, your manager can't represent you as much.
Say it again.
Your manager cannot represent you as much as you can represent you. Your PR cannot represent you as much as you can represent you. So they could do so much for you, but you are the best representative of yourself.
I can't sell what's not marketable. Okay.
Point blank.
In any event,
Yes.
moving to my other question, because we could be here all day. Those glasses are nice. Who did those?
Thank you. These are the exclusive Candy Woo Iconics.
Yeah, they
you
looked
see
it. Yeah.
the Kente wrapped in culture.
I love them.
That's what it is.
I love them. And I
Yes.
have to say, no, she's up next. I know, but we have to. And,
No,
and
Marcus.
what do you have on your? Okay, let me see the shirt. Very nice.
This is articulate.
Okay, yep, no, I love it. I love it.
Breakdown. So if you can't, you know what I mean, you get to.
I think it's also smart because when you do a hashtag, no one else, it's only me. I don't care how articulate Instagram is. I'm the only one with this spelling. So very smart on. Again, this all comes from background
Right.
in social media.
and branding and everything.
And it says, so question 3. Has social media hurt or helped you in the industry? and you, personally? And the answer for me is yes. In my experience, Cardi B was successful because she had a fan base that was innate.
Right.
And then she sold another product. The same way Rihanna had a music fan base, and now she's selling you
Right.
makeup. So here you are, you have a fan base that was into social media and following you for one reason or the other. You're funny, and you have this, that, and here you spin and you have music. And people are just as happy with that.
Yes.
Are you happier now that you're following, in my opinion, your true passion? I see that.
Yes, because it was a battle. I have to say, over the say I would say 7, 8 years, I was off the music scene to the social media. I was always thinking about, if I did come back to music, what would it look like? Would I have to put down social media, or would I have to? How would I juggle the two? You know, because they're two different animals. They're two different beasts.
Yep.
So I had to, take a few months to really think about my comeback and what it would be, how I would work it, and everything. And when I did finally come back, it kind of played in naturally, and I'm glad it happened that way.
I think that you have a strong support system, because one of my other questions. Okay. Let me just find it. Hang on one second here. Yep. Biggest gripe, yeah. Oh, that may be the other question. Hang on a second. I don't want, because I have, there's a couple that I have. While I'm looking for it, I'll get to this other thing. So, Bubble's a song that we were just listening to, but I have to say I'm more in love with Money. I find more of the lyrics play to how I feel right this second. Good. I'm a fourth Jamaican. I've been there one time. I almost killed myself on Dunriver. I almost killed myself. They go up the falls. You go up the freaking falls. I almost killed myself.
I'm Jamaican and I never climbed the falls.
Fam.
I never.
With a baby. My mom's like, no, you get the picture. I'm about to lose my kid and break both
I look
my
at
legs.
it and I just see myself coming down. I'm like, I'm not going to do it.
I have pictures. I said, I'm going to just do this like a little bridge part. So I just go on the bridge, and 3 people fell off of one of these, not Mount Rushmore, one of these other, come on, the little hole, I got area, stage 48, the Grand Canyon. That's the Grand Canyon. 3 people fell off the Grand Canyon in the last 2 weeks. Don't take the picture. I'm not dying for a picture.
There's Photoshop. Yeah, so.
Me and you like this. Mount Rushmore, kill yourself.
White background, you're good. So.
But the money
Yes.
song I like just because the lyrics speak to me. To be quite frank, when you and Drake, I love you, and there's other people who have come out with Jamaican music, and I just throw my hands to the sky and I go, "Where's Petra?" Because I miss those days of going to the dance floor and knowing that there's going to be 5 or 6 songs ponied back to back, and maybe you'd stick another song kind of that you're pitching.
Right.
Dirty out. It's like whatever you're gonna just throw in there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I need just a little something new because there's nothing out.
Right.
So I think that you've picked the right genre. Great. And it just happens that it speaks to who you are as a
Trust
person.
me, I know. Trust me, and I know. I know.
I'm bored to tears.
Where I'm located, it's key because there's not a lot of lyrical, original reggae artists in this side of the world.
There's like 3. In any event, and one of which I happen to say I like. I won't go into her name because she's not, whatever. But I love her. I'm like infatuated. Like I just think she's an animal. I love her. When I watch her on TV.
Yes. No.
My boo Spice. We haven't met yet, but I'm gonna stalk. I have a thing for her. I don't know what's cooking. There's something you can read energy. I don't care if it's through the screen or the radio or whatever. You can read the energy. I like her. She doesn't care, and I think that that's what we're missing. People care too much about other people and what they're doing and how they try to assimilate. I can never say this word. Assimilate. Thank you. You have to slow it down sometimes. You have to make it mesh, or else it doesn't work. That's what we're dealing with. The lyrics are horrible. Okay. Hence violence. This is cool, and having a million women, awesome. There's certain drug
it's
use.
just the same thing being put on different beats. It's the
20
same
years.
same exact thing. Yeah.
For 20 years. I'm over it. I'm tired. Talk about your next move because it's the summertime.
Right.
And we'll talk about that behind the scenes. Because I was going to go into the A word. And instead of doing that, I just think, what other events are you focused on for the rest of the summer? Because access is the other A word that I like to talk about. What events do you think are key to be out to promote and, like Ebony J said earlier, network, where can I look for you the next 3 months?
Well, starting tomorrow, I will be at SOB's. I am a part of the lineup for the Sound of New York concert put on by Soundbite Management and Warrior Mentality Music Group. I'll be actually starting the show, so that's actually a key position. I do. I feel honored to even be given that position to start the show, a hip hop concert with a reggae act to start it.
We
So,
need you though. I may
yes,
have to make a
yes.
point of going there. I have to come up with a lie, either because it's my white father who has to watch my child, so you can't come up with the same shit over and over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a quarter extra shift. You have to come up with something more creative. I have to think about this. What time are you slated to perform, sir? Just so I can kind of get in and get out, leave a couple flyers.
9 p.m.
Yeah, it's tough. White people, that's like 11:35. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already having anxiety thinking about this, but I'm gonna have to blast whatever promotion you guys have. D Chambers is someone I respect highly, and
Yes.
I think that things in New York, for the most part, have been slow motion. I think that New York artists, in general, need to take note of that. Who's supporting, who's coming out, who's buying
Yes.
your product, who's buying your music, who's buying your T-shirts, who's just reposting. Reposting is a free way of supporting whoever you deal with. With the Nipsey being gone or taken from us, which is, I think, more appropriate. What void do you want to fill in his absence? I think we all have a responsibility to step up to the plate a little bit more. What do you want to bring to the table with your new vision?
Well, to me, I would say is keeping that conscious mindset going. There's, as you said, it's the same lyrics being repeated for the past 20 years. I want to, as you see in my music, offer something. So it's like, you could be going through hell, but I want to say to you, like, you don't have to react this way. You don't have to be what society tells you to be. Like, there's actually a way out that doesn't involve violence, drugs, and all the stuff that could kill you. You know what I mean? You're slowly killing yourself, pretty much.
You know what's interesting? More frequent than drugs, sex, politics is the 9-to-5, kids, and bills. I'd rather hear somebody speak to that because 90% of people have that in common opposed to the other variables. A lot of people don't have anything to talk about because they're constantly trying to chase other people's success
Right.
or what they perceive to be, oh my God. Are you okay with this? I got in trouble in another interview. Are you okay with this?
I'm good.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to have fucking problem. I mean everything that I look like. And it's crazy because sometimes I don't speak and my eyebrow is completely up. That's why I wear the hat. I gotta, because the forehead is where all the action is. This tells you if I can't stand it, because, and there's certain people in this room have been with me in certain circumstances, and I'm just like looking around. There's no word spoken. I'm just like, HH. It's a fucking shit show. Talk it out. Anyway, I'm going to relight this and I'm going to give you a question first. Hang on one second. So, okay, go on. Okay, this is a good one because you've been doing this for a long time, not just with the music,
Right.
speaking to the whole shebang. The industry is tough. They love you, but they hate you, especially if you're doing, no one likes you when you're doing better than them. Let's face facts.
True. Not even just the industry, people in general.
People hate you. Have you ever seen like wedding pictures? You look at the best maids in the back, in the background. She's like,
They're
this
like
death.
grilling. Like,
Kill yourself. It's like you just walk me down. You're like, okay, Betty. Like it's weird. It's weird. People have to do a little, soul searching. What do you see for yourself? Let's just say outside of the music and social media in general. How else are you going to be promoting your product? Forget social media. Guerrilla
Well,
marketing. What else are we doing?
So yeah, we actually putting together a street team right now. Yes, people don't do street teams no more like that. So,
we had a
and they're necessary. I actually fortunate enough to have been picked up by a radio station in Connecticut, Hot 93.7.
I saw that.
Now they play my music almost every day, like top 40 pretty much. And I appreciate them. Shout out to
roll it
DJ Buck.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Buck. Shout out to DJ Rex, DJ Craig G, DJ Crib. You know what I mean? Like they show me major love. DJ Jamrock in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I just, you know what I mean? Because they didn't have to. I know a lot of DJs, but they, like most of them that I just shout out, they don't even know me. I never met them before.
But why do you think they're playing your music if they don't know you and they never met you?
Because
Their selection is horrific. They're looking at their DMs and they're going, sucks.
But I didn't send it to them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I didn't send it to them.
What hashtags are you using? I'm a stalker. So
Just-
all I have to do is go into a hashtag and go, if I'm looking for someone to interview and I want to
Right.
hear New York music, I'll do Unsigned Hype, NYC. You can find whoever you're looking for. So you don't just pop up. You also have a nice following, which is
Right.
innate. That's also key. All these, and I'm going to speak to this because my following has gone up over the last, let's say, 6 months off of a particular hashtag. I know which one it is.
Right.
I'm not sharing. In any event, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. Instagram has suppressed a lot of the content
Right.
because it's not just my numbers. There's my numbers. There's a lot of people's numbers I look at that do not make any sense. It's impossible.
Yeah, the algorithms are.
It's impossible.
Totally off.
Don't start it. It's impossible. It's impossible. So I don't care how many people you have following you. They're suppressing the content. You can thank Cardi B for that. That's really how I think. They don't want you to have the opportunity to be successful. So that's why what you were saying earlier with respect to the street team, that's important because you can't stop that.
You need that. You need that.
You have somebody who's going right to your website. It's not, you're not waiting in queue for someone to say, oh, let shop, sponsored link, this and this. And even with the sponsored link, like I've seen a sponsored link the other day with Hot 97 sponsored the link, 6 views. Come on, fam. It's been up here for 3 days and it's got 6 views. It's impossible. So if Hot 97 and the like are not getting their
Traffic.
traffic, what do you think we're
It's
getting?
true. It's true.
It's different. Okay, outside of...
Somebody's always watching.
I understand that. We just don't, the numbers are there, but they're just not shown. So I'm happy that I got 4,000 views, but I can't get sponsors based off of 6 likes. Because you can go with your insights still don't match what they're supposed to be. They're still dumbed
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to presenting, he was one of the main people 3 years ago, 2 years ago with the memes. Instagram was on fire with this. Him, Jay Obama.
It was just.
Likes, that means like 60 people looked at the picture.
It's always a percentage of 10.
Yeah.
It's always a percentage
I
of 10.
figured that out. And it's funny you said that because back then we were getting like
Crazy likes.
hundreds of thousands of views. Like I have posts on my page that have over 2 million views.
They don't want him to be able to stay home and advertise
Yeah.
with his work. That's a problem. So you're stopping a level of my income. This is all stuff that they own. I'm black and
Yeah.
white. I say what I want. So you guys can interpret this however you want to interpret this. I'll see you later.
Like,
But that's my 2
Somebody's
cents.
like, how much are we making from this in the back end?
it.
And if it's 0, they're gonna say, no. We need a cut. That's what it is. And then you post something on Facebook. It's like you could boost this post right now. It's in the 3 things before you post the picture or video. How is that possible?
I have
How
more
am I gonna
weave.
boost it before I even post it?
I have more Weave accounts
You get what I'm saying?
following me than anybody else going.
Press it, and then you gotta
Yeah.
to let it go.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what
so
it is.
under 7% of your followers see your posts. Under 7% of your followers. Under 7% of your followers see your post. So it's like, okay, you post something, you could have 1 million followers. Under 7% of your followers. So imagine if 20% of your followers were seeing your posts.
That's why it's important for hashtags because a lot of times I'll
Yes.
come across stuff in the explore page
Yes, it's true.
before I come
It's
up
true.
on it on my live,
It's
on
true.
my
and some of the
timeline.
people you're following them.
And I'm like, what is
Yeah,
this?
you
So
can't see it.
people have to thank you for that because people don't listen to me. So
Another key is IGTV.
I love that.
Yeah, that's another key. They didn't figure out how to like start. They're gonna make it monetize soon. So that's another thing that's coming in the future.
That's something else I pat myself on the ass for. So 2016, I was in South by Southwest. I talk quickly. So I said I do internet radio, but I kept saying internet radio so quickly, they thought I was saying Instagram radio. Hence, here we are. He knows that 2 years ago. It's okay. That's
Somebody
cool.
come over Instagram radio, they gotta cut you a check.
You know how many checks I'm owe, fam?
Name a couple.
Couple, Martha and Snoop.
I got a black mask and a
Wow.
glove. We gonna go get that. I got a black mask and a glove. We gonna go get that.
Now this is like lawsuit money. This is like other shit.
We can still get it.
But legally, because I want my money legally. But there's big projects I've been a part of and have, but you just kind of like, so
Yeah.
that's why you have to know when you're on certain calls, your client has to be on deck or else they're taking that shit. That's it.
That's a fact.
You know what else? They tell you that. That's what I like about white people. They tell you shit to your face. Some other people tell you shit after they hang up the phone. Don't post shit on the back end. Tell me when I'm in your fucking face, and then we can figure this out, here. But White people tell you up front. You can always see the back chick. I'll never forget the back chick Viacom in the background. Yo, have Spliff cook and bust a fat ass eat. That was the commentary. Didn't go down. You got Martha and Snoop.
I love Martha Stewart.
I've never watched that show.
I just like her in general. She's gangster to me.
Can't watch the show. I can't do it. I'm sure it's phenomenal, but especially when you have somebody who, okay, like yourself, when you have talent that's out there and you look at what's marketable, what's getting the almighty dollar, like what is different from you to that person? It's work ethic, it's accessibility, and it's your demographic. Once you kick that into gear, you're gonna win. Your product happens to be better than 90% of what's out there. The reason why certain people are
So it
not
goes to the
successful,
top, yeah.
that's it.
That's it. So,
I'm supposed to start ending up because I have Candy on deck in a little bit. What? What happened? Oh, Senecaville. Oh, well, Senecaville is just a whole other. Oh, well, that's something. Well, I don't want to talk about that just yet because that's something that we have. Articulate and I have always had a project in the works behind the scenes that's under wraps, that's been there still 3 years now. The numbers are there. So now that all this is going on with Nipsey, we'll revisit this. There's a whole other situation that's been there. The numbers are there. And because of the name, you get the hits.
right, automatically.
Automatically.
Without boosting.
Without boosting.
Without
Just,
boosting.
It's just,
What y'all got against boosting?
No,
I don't have
boosting,
anything about
paid
against boosting.
on like social media.
It's one thing to promote to your demographic, right? About an event. Like
Yeah.
if I know I need people 25 to 35 in this demographic, that's cool. But I don't want to feel like I'm forcing my product down your throat. This is what it is. I would like you to come out and support. I don't want to, because if not, what am I really selling?
Right.
I'm more like a terrorist.
And the right people will come
That's
if it
it.
appeals to them. Yeah.
The people who we want to be there will be there. Because everybody is not, like Nipsey said, everybody's not meant to make the next level. Everybody's not invited.
It's true. It's true.
Everybody's not built like that. What do we, everybody's not ready to go here.
Because some people will never let go of anything. Like they'll just keep the bad ways, the bad mentality, the bad habits, and keep it till the grave. They'll never grow.
Which is
It's,
fine
it's
with
sad
me.
to say. It's sad to say.
You can't help everyone because while you're helping other people, you're suffering, and suppressing the help that you can give yourself. So I'm learning that slowly. I'm impressed by you. I'm looking forward to what you have next.
Thank
outside
you.
of tomorrow night, what else are you doing performance-wise?
I have a tentative date also at SOBs in June. I'm
Okay.
looking forward to that. I do not have a full rosters yet. This has only been like month 2 since back.
But how about this? There's people who have been in month 22, and I still want to. I want to shoot myself. What are we doing here? I've never seen. So
Yeah.
I've watched the 2-month transition. I'm impressed.
And thank you. And actually, also tomorrow, I'm going to be played on the FM radio in UK.
That's where the money is.
Tomorrow. So, and then a lot of my music do appeal to European followers. So I should be probably going there soon.
And guess who has the money? Oh, where can people find you?
They could find me on Instagram at ARTIKYOUL8, articulate, ARTIKYOUL8. Or you could find me on any online streaming platform. You could just type in articulate, and I'm everywhere. Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, wherever the music is, I'm there. Wherever media is, I'm there.
We're going to play it at S.STREET.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I love it. It's really great.
Thank you.
I love it. Are we okay to go to a break? Thank you for coming. I really
Thank you.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Articulate. Yeah. Money. 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 I need fake friends. Money. Yo, money. Money. We not come from money. Me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them no more. We not come from money. Tell me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them. Me just can't part with them now. Me have to stay far from them now. Me can't be a star around them. Them stabbing on my back, me have a scar from them, you know. But big up my real friend, you know. Yeah, all the way to the end, you know. None of we not fi pretend. Real every day, a holiday and weekend, you know. Me no come from money. Me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them no more. Me no come from money. Say me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them. Remember me never have a dime, you know. My phone never ring one time, you know. You call and them a act blind. See it for yourself, them things they are signing up. Life change, I'ma start for rising up. No, them want apologizing up. But me no surprise. Cause God open my eyes enough. Me no come from money. Me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them no more. Me no come from money. Tell me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them. Articulate. Yeah. Money. 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 I need fake friend. Money. Yo, money. Money. Me no come from money. Me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them no more. Me no come from money. Tell me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them. Me just can't part with them, you know. Me have to stay far from them, you know. Me can't be a star around them. Them stabbing on my back, me have a scar from them, you know. But big up my real friend, you know. Yeah, all the way to the end, you know. None of we not fi pretend. Real every day, a holiday and weekend, you know. Me no come from money. Me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them no more. Me no come from money. Tell me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them. Remember me never have a dime, you know. My phone never ring one time, you know. You call and them a act blind. See it for yourself, them things they are signing up. Life change, I'ma start for rising up. No, them want apologizing up. But me no surprise. Cause God open my eyes enough. Me no come from money. Me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them no more. Me no come from money. Tell me have to work hard for sure. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them. Fake friend move funny. Can't part with them.
Oh, and we're back now. Okay, and we're back. Lace laughs in the bottom line. It's round 3. I have Candy Woo. And the only reason.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So, it's. I hope it's okay if I call you Candy. Is it okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
Everybody calls me Candy.
Well, I don't want to be disrespectful because it's like, it wasn't until I was stalking her further and I did the segment for the show where I realized you had a private page. Some people don't have a private and a business page. So then I found out your real name.
Yeah, so I actually just started revealing my government name.
I am the FBI. That's why you are dismissed. Once you are caught in the situation, you are excused out of it. But Do we go into your government? You know, Lysandra, do we? I'd
That's
rather go
fine.
but I'd rather do Candy just from the branding standpoint because that's what we're talking about. So first and foremost, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for
This
having
interview was
me.
long overdue.
Yes.
The pieces you have on, tremendous. The ones you have on right this second.
Thank you.
The fact is when you take some items out of your bag and then I have people, what's this? How about have a seat, hang on 20 seconds, let me think what I want first, and then we can
Yes.
figure it out. But how did you get started into this specifically? Like, was this something that you did as you envisioned as a child? Were you the person playing with fashion at 5 and 6? I mean, what was your...
Actually, it's funny you say at 5 and 6. At 5 and 6, I was pretty much, I always wanted to just be a little superstar. So that's me with my microphone. I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I wanted to be popular. I wanted to be a superstar because I always got teased in school. So that was me making myself feel better, making myself feel important. So I was the little superstar in the house, the microphone or the brush in the corner. You know, my shadow is on the wall and the lamp on the floor, you know.
What were you teased about in school?
Actually being so dark,
Really?
yeah.
So
Big
this is-
nose, big lips.
And look how it's working for you. Motherfuckers is paying for this shit right now.
I was very quiet and shy in school, so those were the things I got teased for and got bullied for.
So what do you have to say to the people who were bullying you back then? If they're watching this right this second, what do you have to say to them right now?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Right,
you.
She hit it on the head.
That's
I heard the commentary in the back. Thank you for that. We always have. There's always fans in the back with their 2 cents. Thank God they're not mic'd. But yeah.
I say
so.
thank you because as I got older, I realized certain things you go through is to prepare you for real life, you know.
Yeah.
So I say thank you. Thank you for all the tears and the kicks and the pinches and the punches. I appreciate it.
What's sad is, unfortunately, like I don't know. We won't go into age on. I'm 38. I'm black and white, and I think in '81 and in the '80s, race was not that big of a deal to me because my parents were black and white. I was always around black and white. It's kind of crazy. So like, if you're gay, you have a whole bunch of gay friends. If you're biracial, your parents, there's a whole biracial clique. So I didn't realize I was different until I got to like pre-K. And I was like, oh, both your parents are black? I thought we got one of each. It was like weird. That's really how I thought it was. So it's interesting to have someone who really felt like the race factor, being black, all quote unquote dark skin. How many of your classmates were also black opposed to...
To be honest with you, a lot of the kids I got teased by were as dark as me.
There you go. So these are all insecurities that I think people have to start to deal with because what to be really angry about? They saw something in you that you didn't yet see in yourself, which is why you were the target. So I commend you for being the shining star that you've come out to be.
you.
But I think that it's also interesting for people who are in elementary school or high school. I mean, have you ever thought about speaking about that to kids? Because that's something
I've thought
that...
about it because it actually, I'm 42, by the way.
You look great. I hate
Thank
black
you.
people because it's, 26 or 40, 52. I can't take it. I can't. Oh, you know, I'm just 47. Don't worry. Get out of here. Okay, continue. Black
Because-
don't crack.
Because we know kids are very forward and honest and they don't hold back. So it brought about that whole bullying thing. So I found my way to deal with bullying. It was just, being creative and making myself feel good. So I would share that message out there, like find something about yourself that you can propel. You know, you don't need anybody else's opinion because regardless if you're doing good or bad, they're going to talk about you anyway. So find something that you can develop within yourself.
So for you, you
For
found
me.
Candy Woo. How did you come up with the name? Talk about the name for me because that was, I like it. It rings bells.
Thank you.
So-
So Candy is sweet, and I chose to spell it with a KH just to be unique and different.
Branding, there you go.
And Woo is to invoke emotion. So the sweet art of invoking emotion, and that's what all of my pieces. They're one of a kind, and the patterns, the colors, and the finish, that gloss, give it that.
I've
candy
seen them on a
coated.
lot of people. Give me some names that are, prominent people. And again, with our New York fan base, there's so many people doing big things who don't get recognition. Give me some people who are wearing your pieces now that we would know.
Marie Driven, she
I love
does
her.
PR,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh, Mr. Commodore.
Mr.
Yeah.
Commodore
Okay.
wore a couple of my pieces.
Oh, he's hysterical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. So pretty much, I'm trying to get it out more to more people, more hands.
So we won't talk about certain aspects because I'm not going to blow up certain angles of what's going to change. But I would suggest you get online and get your pieces now
Now,
before things
please.
get different. And, you know,
It's about to get real different.
it needs to. And I honestly have to say that price points are key. You know, whatever you have here, I think Math is going to do the classes. You have to just look at those in the mirror.
I have more.
Okay. So what,
it's more to choose
I'm
from.
good for. I'm doing $100 with you today,
Okay,
and that's what the check's
appreciate
right now
it.
for, right?
It's
And that
appreciated.
is called good business. People want to talk about support and discounts and getting into free events. You know, there's a charity event for Big Lou going on, like at well, not SOBs, one of these, you know. I forget where, at Irving Plaza, wherever it is at, and they want, people don't want to pay to get in. It's a cancer event, you jackasses. So, you know, all the proceeds go to cancer. So it's just like, my thing is bottom line, pay the bill. Pay the
Right.
piper, because I can't live my life off of discounts.
Right.
And that's my personal 2 cents, and I hope you guys follow suit, because when you go back online, her products, so the price points of Prada and Gucci, a big favorite in the black community.
I like how you're a white girl and you're about to support a black business instead of being the other way around. It's just some real shit.
He had to
like,
put that out
black
there.
people, like, we
You
support
put your hat
white
back on, look.
Us as black people, like we quick to support white businesses, but yeah, we got a white female about to support a black business. And I can fuck
It's
with
a
that.
beautiful thing.
And this is why I repeat 15 times a show. When I do stand-up comedy, I have to say this because I don't need to be Me Too'd or Jenna's a
God.
racist, or
I
I don't
know,
need to hear
right?
about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm black and white, so I kind of do what I want. What's kind of cool about me is I can give you insights on both, and which is why people come to me and say, "Hey Jay, what do you think?" I go, "I think it sucks."
Okay.
Because the other side ain't buying it, so you don't have to like it. I'm just telling you what you're gonna get. Like
Yo,
that's
Oreo.
dipped in milk. Huh.
Hey.
Aye, okay. And you're on the last segment. Since you wanted to come here and be fresh, I'm prepared. I've been doing about 4 of these. Good luck. And we're also going to find some glasses for you. I don't know if you need those because you can't see shit, but we're going to get someone else some lenses. We're going to figure it out. Would you be open, speaking to that, because these
Yes.
obviously don't have lenses. We only have about 20 minutes left, so I can't get you intoxicated in 20 minutes. Would you think of doing lenses for, let's say, oh, I like that angle. Okay, wait, let me, hang on. I don't want to give too much away. Okay. Would you do this if it was prescription lenses? Would you, I don't want to say that. Let me think of the question. Forget it. That's a big one. Okay.
So, can I?
No, because that's a big one. Because that's like unless you have it in the works, then I don't care. Then speak on
I'm
it.
working on that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
right now they're lensless as a fashion statement.
Okay.
And the thing is, I wrap in African fabric, so it's keeping our vision framed in culture, no filter, no shade. So that's the artistic statement for the lens.
Say that one more time for those who didn't hear it the first.
We are keeping our vision framed in culture, no filter, no shade.
I like that. I like that. Woo, no shade. I need these anyways, but no shade. That's hysterical. I like that. But we're gonna talk about the other aspect.
Yes.
I gotta make it. Just let me write this down because I'll forget this, and it's the ADHD. But just let me write this down. Okay, cool. Every successful business person has a team to thank. Who are some important people in your camp that you like to take a little thanky thing to?
I love to thank my family. My daughter, she's my motivation.
How old?
My daughter's 21. She's about to graduate college, and I just want to set a good example for her and show her that she can go for her goals and maintain and still be successful at the end of the day.
I love that.
My family, my mom, my dad. My dad actually helped me when I first started. He makes paper beads and polymer clay beads. So that's how I started to really boost my business and make things more unique. So these are actually paper, recycled paper.
What?
And
Look at
it's a
this.
stud
Not that you're wearing them, but you can check them out.
and
These are like.
polymer clay.
This is great. It takes the emphasis off my forehead because this is, you know what I'm saying? It just distracts. I like this. What was the first piece you created?
The first piece that I created was a paper bead necklace that I incorporated with Scottsdale. And my brother, when I started, I was just selling like wholesale jewelry. He was like, listen, you're playing yourself. Shout out to my brother Akil.
Woo!
He's also a part of the team that helps me out. He does the beats for my little promos that I do on social media sometimes. And I appreciate him for that. But he was like, listen, you can make your own stuff. What are you doing? So I took what my father made and I broke apart the fashion jewelry and I just started incorporating. So Candy Wool has always incorporated and provided mixed elements.
I see it. What are the new pieces you have for the spring? Like what, spring, summer, at this point, we're in the spring, even though it feels like this is the first day, yesterday, today, it's nice out, but it's been freezing. So what is the, it's okay, Map, don't just, she's good? Okay.
It's like a light skin chick, you got a cold heart.
Is that nice?
I've been doing a lot of different style frames now, so pretty much every season I change up the frames, I change the colors. I've been working, I just came back from LA, I did LA Fashion Week.
I saw that.
Yes.
I don't know where those men, I don't know where you got those men from, but what in the world? That was a mess. I said, sign me up.
The two that I did the finale with, the last walk, they're from the Netherlands. That's Fernando and Bernio. And I I'm an in-house jewelry designer for House of Byfield, which is a Dutch-based fashion house by a Jamaican designer, Carmichael Byfield. And he has given me the opportunity to be in New York Fashion Week, to be in LA Fashion Week.
I love it. I'm so excited.
Fashion Week in Amsterdam, and I'm going to Romania in May to the Timmy.
Do you know you're going to stick out like us? If you think that the kids in elementary school got a problem with your complexion, they're going to love you over there.
That's what I noticed. Like, there's an appreciation for the art, the craft. There's appreciation for the culture on a whole. So it has fashion in itself. The brand in itself has taken me to a whole new level.
Okay.
So I don't even see things the same anymore. Like, I'm not just looking basic. Okay. I'm not just looking at, okay, when is,
Thank you.
okay, I'm gonna make a sale today, or, I'm looking at the long run. Like, I want my work to be appreciated as artwork. I want
It is artwork.
and longevity. I want people to put it on and feel good about themselves. And due to the fact that I'm bullied, I was bullied. Due to the fact that I was bullied in school, I know that it was because of appearance, or it was because of feeling accepted. So I personally like to put out one-of-a-kind pieces so that everybody who acquires one is unique.
I'm just
You
so
are special. You are
impressed with
special
you.
because,
I'm impressed. And so your daughter, who's now of age, obviously, does she also amuse for you? Is she somebody who, because that's a different demographic, and that's something that you're lucky you have. Some people don't have that. They have no idea. I'm just shuffling over. But some people have no idea, how to get to that generation. You have somebody who can give you intimate advice as to what they're wearing, what's in, where they're shopping.
Well, guess what? I'm still mommy. And as a parent,
Gotcha. All right.
they don't really pay too much attention to what mommy's doing, but she tries her best. She's focused on her studies and stuff, and I'm proud of her. I don't harass her. But business-wise, that's my road dog. If I need an assistant, she's there. She's down to the nitty-gritty with the numbers for me and inventory and stuff like that.
Where do you find your pieces? Is it straight to you, or do you have third party selling it to your pop-up shops?
So I have a third party selling right now. It's Vidazzling. She has a website, vidazzling.com. She was in Manhattan, but she moved. She's now transitioned to online sales.
As is everybody.
Yes, and through me, and my website is kwooljewelry.com, where you'll find a mix of lensless eyewear and the fashion accessories. And then I just trademarked my company. Candy Woo is now a registered trademark.
Congratulations.
Thank
Sass
you.
Business Work. Woo!
I'm excited. So I did develop a line, candywoo.online.
love
So
it.
that's just the glasses.
So, because I was stalking you, because I did a promotion last week, I had to do the whole flyer thing, and I got stuck. And Articulate was like, well, Jenna, can we have the flyer for promotion? And I had to acknowledge that I was shopping. And you know, I got sidetracked. I was on your website and I didn't purchase anything when you were coming. I said, we'll just pick it up here. But in my opinion, if people go on the website, I think they would be really impressed with the price points, and that's how I'm going to leave that. Look at my face. So go online now and get your pieces, because the price point should go up. It needs to go up. So while you have an opportunity to catch a real steal, this is someone's hard-earned time, energy, effort, and each piece is unique. That's important when you're on a runway or you're making an appearance and someone else is not going to show up in the same exact earrings or glasses that you have.
Right.
Like I said, I was really blown away with your prices. They could have easily
So
been doubled.
I'm gonna touch on that as well. I always feel like in the community, I want my people to wear my stuff, so I'm not gonna hit them in the head. But at the end of the day, I do put a lot of time and dedication into my work. So the more detail that I put in, the higher the price is gonna go.
Perhaps you have a scope, because there's some black folks who have no problem walking into Fendi still.
Oh, I know that.
Okay.
I know that.
And we only have a problem with it when all of a sudden blackface
Right.
turtlenecks come out, and that's an issue, because now that Nipsey's gone, people forgot about Gucci and Montclair and all this, which is it's a fad.
Right.
You know, first it's no Tommy Hilfiger or I forget. I don't know. I'm sorry, I got Tommy Hilfiger flip flops, so I don't know what am I supposed to be wearing. What was it? Timberland. There's all these different things you're not supposed to be wearing, but it's like after a couple of years we kind of forget that. The ways that you can keep things in house is to keep your business and your money in house.
Yes.
This is someone who does accessories on all levels. One way that you can support black businesses is to support someone like yourself. How else do you hope in the next 5 years to expand your brand?
To expand my brand, I'm looking to definitely get a showroom soon, because I want to be more accessible. I'm
In
gonna,
New York?
In New York.
Okay.
I was offered to check out a mall in Tokyo.
I'll go with Tokyo.
So I want to expand. I'm aiming to go global, continue to go internationally. I just want to continue to grow as a brand, because there's so many different opportunities and levels that I can touch.
If you could place your glasses on anybody right this second, who would you like to see wearing your product right now? Give me one person. I don't care who it is.
Blue Ivy.
I was going to say
Hello.
Beyonce, so I like that. Smart, because Beyonce going to be all over the pictures. And here's Blue. And Blue has an opinion already, as we have
And she
seen in
does.
different pictures. So it'd be interesting to see what her taste factor is. So I like that choice, because I was thinking Beyonce. So the fact that she had Blue Ivy, I like that. What is your biggest obstacle thus far in this industry, being a black woman, coming out with a product that most people either don't feel is going to be successful for whatever reason, you know, because you're up against various competition. I mean, what's your biggest obstacle?
My biggest obstacle is the marketing, just the digital marketing, and getting people to pay more attention. I use social media a lot, but as you were talking about before, the numbers, and only 7% of your viewers see, and I get upset, because I'm like, I feel like I'm not doing enough, you know, I always feel like I'm not doing enough. So it's like finding different areas to improve on the digital marketing. Once I'm out and people see my work in person, it's never a problem. They get to try it on, they get to see, and I communicate with them about how I make my stuff. So me being out locally or having a place for people to come in, so that's where the showroom comes in.
Because I do, you know, it's interesting. Since Toys R Us is out of business, my kid got a decent report card, so of course I'm stuck going to, you know, get some toy or whatever. And I said, no problem. So we go into like 18 different stores, and no one has any toys. And I said, this is ridiculous, because how do you go and find out what your kid is interested in, be it Legos or Barbie? And I was a tomboy growing up, so my kid's room is blue. She's a Pokemon person. She's, you know, the Barbie house is still in the cut. I play with it, but you know, she's more into the boys' toys. I do. I play with Barbies. In any event, I think that it's tough, because that's not the branding. You don't have a place to go bring your kid and say, what do you like? So it's almost it's hard, because to have a space and pay for it, and understand so many stores are closing because they can't have the traffic, they can't cover the rents, but in the same breath, it's a loss. I can't look at these, and they may look dope online. How do I know how it looks on my face? So that is a real issue that I'm having. Well, I would be, a consumer would be having. So what she's saying is, and again, you're gonna miss at some point. It's cool, we can order on Amazon, but at some point you're gonna miss the personal engagement
Right.
of. You don't even speak to your Uber driver. I don't speak to Uber. I don't speak to McDonald's, Burger King. I just get in. Jenna, I'm like, Bill, yep. 90 miles an hour to the destination. We don't even talk. We get
Right.
out, thanks. Don't forget to tip. Great, kill yourself. It's like, and this is what you deal with. So that in personal engagement, the art of the upsell is lost for someone like her, because while you're here buying glasses, I can like, you know what? I have earrings that would
Match.
complement this
Yes.
perfectly. So that art is lost. I miss that. When I go with my kid, she's like, she's looking at YouTube and kids playing with Play-Doh.
Reviewing the toys. Yeah.
Kill yourself. I'm like, we have the toy. Like this is where we're at in 2019 with buying, like where Amazon's killing everybody. So that's why this is interesting for her to take that challenge. It's a challenge.
So pop-up shops are important as well. So I'm going to be at a pop-up shop on May 18th. It's hosted by Cosmo Girl Glams and Good Life Enterprise. It's at Pop 37 on West 37th Street in Manhattan. And yeah, so it's going to be it's a Heart of Fashion vendor showcase as well, and the proceeds go to autism awareness.
I love that.
So, and it's hosted by Marie Driven. So it's a
Okay.
very good opportunity for networking. And those are key points also outside of social media, like those networking opportunities. So being able to talk to people, show them the product, show them how they would look in the product, even if they don't purchase at the time, they know that, okay, I had that experience. I tried on lensless frames.
It's a different vibe.
It's a completely different vibe, and that is what's missing, that connection. So I appreciate it because, like I said before, like digital marketing is cool, but you need to interact with people. You need to interact with people. You need to feel somebody's energy, somebody's vibe. So all of this, my brand has brought to me, and I'm happy about that. It brings growth and development as an individual, as a person.
Let me just say this. Thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Tell everybody where they can find you at, because if they're not already stalking you, they need to. And again, get to her website, because her price is about to double after this.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm serious. I was like, that's what the price
So
was.
you can find me on Instagram at Candy Woo LLC, KHANDIEWOOLLC. And my personal blog Instagram is I am Lysandra Perez. I am LYSANDRA PEREZ. And I am pretty much the designer and founder of Candy Woo LLC.
I've been impressed for like 2 years. For me. I've been
Yes.
stalking you for 2 years.
Yeah. And I met you through Petty Post, and Petty Post has been an impact as well. He's on my team too, and I just want to shout you out.
Yes.
And when he came up with the fact that he wanted to do music, I was like,
Let's do
go
it.
for
You're
it.
right. That's
Do
correct.
it, because if my favorite quote is follow your passion and the universe will handle the rest. So if you're
Speak
passionate,
because
do it.
we have Nipsey and we have Lauren. So speak to how important it is to have somebody who's on your team. Sometimes you have the benefit of having the intimate connection, but
Mm-hmm.
to have somebody who gets the business component, that
Right.
connection, I think is invaluable. So speak to that, because I believe that Lauren and Nipsey have both components.
Right. So I believe that if you know that the person is interested in pushing themselves and growing and not just waiting for somebody to hand it to them, you have to promote, you have to push them, give them that positive feedback, give them the positive energy, because it's hard enough trying to start. So now once you start, you need that fuel to keep going, and you have to encourage that person to build that fuel within themselves, so that when you hit that rough patch, you don't have to depend on nobody else. So all the positive energy coming from the outside is a bonus, it's a plus. You understand?
Let me just say I'm rooting for the two of you. I'll be back to check in with you
Okay.
personally and then him
Yeah.
business-wise, but I'm very happy. Thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having me. I
Matt,
appreciate
can we do
you
like
guys.
a 2-second? Can we do a 2-second thing, like commercial thingy?
That easy.
One song, and come right back. Is that okay?
Gotcha.
Good. I never know if I'm getting in trouble on that.
Uh-oh.
Pictures in a little bit, and
Okay.
then we have food on deck and
Nice.
other greenery like your shirt. So excited. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for coming down. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, yeah.
telling you straight up, I give them the game, man. It's a gift. Here you go, baby. And you know what they do? They look at me like I'm trying to pull a fast one on them.
Wolf Flizzly.
Ain't good like you. Bitches act like they know me. They don't even really know me. When I walk in, yeah, they know it's me. I ain't worried about it, try to stack this cheese. Walk in and I smell cheese. Think, look, I'm like, fuck you, me. Rose eyes, I'm like, fuck you, me. Your man want me trying to fuck with me. I been that girl since I started. All you listen to is whack artists. Should've believed me when I started. Should've believed me when I started. Now I'm in the game, see your feelings change. Only fuck with me through Instagram. Watching all my posts, never liking shit. I don't want your man, he just a fan. Born and raised in the project. Everybody know I got next. Had to grind for my barely had the time. Shit was tougher than I held it down. Family never around, but you know the model, yeah, you know I gotta hold it down. Rick came, yeah, hold it down. Music shit, yeah, hold it down. Talking tough, I'm like, hold it down. I have the goons come and hold you down. Told you I was gonna make it. I told you I was gonna kill shit. Looking at me all crazy like a nigga face when he ain't hear shit. Told you I was gonna come out. Told you I was gonna shine. Reading lyrics off the paper like you ain't know the lyrics was mine. Why you always rapping about the same shit? All you ever talk about is bitches in your wig, but you never talk about the bitches that got you with. They buy offensive things, they belittle them as shit. Or about how you wear the same clothes. All your bros fuck all the same hoes. All you hoes do all the same thing. I'm branching out and they know your own thing. I told you I was gonna make it, shit, you should've believed me. Believe me. I told you I was gonna do it, shit, you should've believed me. Believe me. I told you I was gonna make it, shit, you should've believed me. Believe me. I told you I was gonna do it, shit, you should've believed me. Believe me. Been on my own, yeah, I've been on my grind. I've been hustling for a minute and it's piling time. I can feel it in my heart, yeah, it's been on my mind. It's the pressure telling me that it's time to shine. Yeah, I've been on my own, yeah, I've been on my grind. I've been hustling for a minute and it's piling time. I can feel it in my heart, yeah, it's been on my mind. It's the pressure telling me that it's time to shine. I've been hustling for a minute now. Everything I wanted, I promise I'm gon' get it now. All them hating bitches, tell them that they can sit it down. If it is a promise, I promise it ain't no sit downs. I've been that chick, I'm still that chick. I like to handle my business, not talk about it. I'm just a different chick in a different shit. Find me in a real nice whip, probably bone to split. You know, as I write my shit, I write my shit. I don't fuck with fake bitches, can't take that shit. Be on some fake shit, you get checked quick. Had to go in again. Just like this. Been on my own, yeah, I've been on my grind. I've been hustling for a minute and it's piling time. I can feel it in my heart, yeah, it's been on my mind. It's the pressure telling me that it's time to shine. Yeah, I've been on my own, yeah, I've been on my grind. I've been hustling for a minute and it's piling time. I can feel it in my heart, yeah, it's been on my mind. It's the pressure telling me that it's time to shine. Been on my own, yeah, I've been on my grind. I've been hustling for a minute and it's piling time. I can feel it in my heart, yeah, it's been on my mind. It's the pressure telling me that it's time to shine. Yeah, I've been on my own, yeah, I've been on my grind. I've been hustling for a minute and it's piling time. I can feel it in my heart, yeah, it's been on my mind. It's the pressure telling me that it's time to shine. I've been hustling for a minute now. Everything I wanted, I promise I'm gon' get it now. All them hating bitches, tell them that they can sit it down. If it is a promise, I promise it ain't no sit downs. I've been that chick, I'm still that chick. I like to handle my business, not talk about it. I'm just a different chick in a different shit. Find me in a real nice whip, probably bonus split. You know, as I write my shit, I write my shit. I don't fuck with fake bitches, can't take that shit. Be on some fake shit, you get checked quick. Had to go in again, just like this. Been on my own, yeah, I've been on my grind. I've been hustling for a minute and it's violent time. I can feel it in my heart, yeah, it's been on my mind. It's the pressure telling me that it's time to shine.
Pull the mic to me. I've heard that before.
Hey, yo.
Lace laughs in the bottom line. Back to live action. We have Facts So Wax in the building. You know, I have to say, I had a dream about you last night. It wasn't good.
That's not my name at the moment.
This is why I had a conversation briefly. We're going to just call you Facts, in which case. In any event, you okay? Jesus himself, like,
His
did
phone
that.
just committed suicide.
Yeah, like just threw himself
That shit
out of his
happens to a
pocket.
few times
Tough.
a day to me at work.
Let me just say this. The other day you gave me nightmares, and it's cool because it's my own personal fault. I have issues with certain movies. But the conversation prior to that was pretty cool. What did you think about today's show? Because you were here for, I would say, 79% of the whole segment.
Today's show is pretty dope. Like your facial expressions, those just are some funny shits.
I'm glad I'm here to amuse you, apparently. I'm glad this is something
Nah,
that's...
you ain't amuse me. It's just like some real funny shit to see.
All right, I'll have to keep that in mind with my facial expressions. I mean, every eyebrow motion of what the fuck.
But overall, the show is pretty dope.
Thank you.
I like it. Good vibes, good energy,
I appreciate
good
that.
convo.
Thank you. What are you working on currently, sir?
Me?
Yeah.
Currently, I just be working. Nah, true story. Like, I be working. Like, my old activities I used to do, like, I toned them down a notch. Like, I'm to the point where I'm bored of certain things that I used to do.
Okay.
And other than that, I just, like, literally be chasing a bag. And no, I'm not talking about a bag of weed or a bag of coke. Like, I'm really chasing a bag.
I hate people. Okay, so talk about...
I hate people, too. We in the same
missed-
boat.
You missed the intro. My intro today was speaking to Nipsey, and
I love Nipsey Hussle.
I'm a little bit devastated just from the standpoint of, like, my mood, I think, has changed. What do you think we should be doing in New York that's above the norm? Everybody wants to do walks and songs, and give me a suggestion that's out of the norm that you think New Yorkers can do to enhance his positivity, because I feel like that's one of the things he was most known for. Very positive individual, employed a lot of his camp, whether they were former prisoners or former
Just as on a
gangbangers.
whole, like, I think we all need to come together. Like, there's just too much violence taking place in the world. Like, you see this man coming up, you want to shoot him. You see this girl, like, she looking pretty, she modeling, you want to slash her. Like, I think that shit is played out like a Jerry curl.
Yeah.
And we just need to uplift each other, become better people in general.
How much of the art that we see, whether it's visual or lyrics, do you feel impacts the younger generation? Because whereas we're older and we weren't here when this was not allowed.
Music
When we were
affects the
growing
world
up.
in general. Like, back in the days, like, we had, like, music with positive messages. We had, like, people like Slick Rick, like, dropping jewels. We had people like Lauryn Hill dropping jewels. And I think we actually need that type of music to come back. Like, you turn on the radio right now and, like, you hear a song about a girl shaking her ass, or you hear a song about a dude popping a pill. And, like, 9 times out of 10, like, every time you turn on your Instagram, like, somebody passed away because they OD'd on a pill. Or you have a little girl, like, she might be posting pictures with her clothes on and that shit gets 6 likes. But then she said her clothes and she posts a picture in her bra and panties and that shit get 100 likes. So I think we need people like Slick Rick to pop back up on the scene, or people like Lauryn Hill pop back up on the scene who was actually dropping jewels in their music and, like, inspiring people to do better than what we're doing.
I agree with that.
That's why I like Nipsey Hussle, and I've been fucking with Nipsey Hussle, like, when his first mixtape dropped called The Marathon Continues. Like, I think that was a pretty dope mixtape for the people who don't know.
Well, I'm one of those people, and I have no problem admitting that I couldn't hum 5 songs that Nipsey made prior to this. And yes, I've been listening to his music, but can I say I was an avid fan of his music up to this point? No, I wasn't. I was an avid fan of him. There's some people I cannot stand professionally. LeBron James is one. I'm sorry, LeBum James is one, but LeBron James, the person, is amazing when it comes down to his child. I can't stand LeBron.
Why you call him LeBron, like LeBum? Like, why?
How much time do I have? Right. I have 2 minutes. Bottom line
You
is
don't
he
even
can't play
know that
from
man
behind.
from a hole in the wall.
What I just said is this: there's two different entities. There's a professional entity, which is what you see with the game, and then there's the personality that you see on the back end. So I'm not a fan of the basketball player because I play basketball, and there's no way you can compare him to Mike or Kobe, especially when he can't play from behind, doesn't pass the ball, and can't come back from a. He's been swept in the finals. I don't hear anything. Anyway, but enough about him. What I'm saying is I can separate the two between the profession and the personal. And whereas I'm not a big fan of LeBron, the basketball player, I'm a big fan of LeBron, the person, because of all he has done for people in his community. He's one of many. There's so many people who don't get credit. There's so many people who do things for a lot of individuals in their states on a national level and who don't get any recognition. They're okay with that. But how
Some
many
people
things
don't like
can
the
we do?
spotlight that much.
Well, we have 1 minute, so we have to. Our spotlight's almost up. With that said, where can people find you?
Can't find me. I'm everywhere and nowhere. These days, I'm just a ghost. I'm like that pimple on prom night. I just pop up.
No, you're like that pimple on the pizza that I can't get out of my head before I go to sleep. I want to shoot myself. That whole thing the other night. I couldn't go to bed.
Well, y'all can actually find me on social media, but I don't accept everybody. But my page is called I Once Was Famous.
So now he's particular who can follow him. It's okay.
I'm serious. Like, you have some people who just pop up on your page, like, they don't show no love. Like, they just be looking, like, they won't hit the like button.
That's half of
But
America.
every time you post something in your story, like, they're there. And I don't like that type.
That
if
means
I
you're
fuck
important.
with
They're
you, I
watching
fuck
what
with
you're
you.
doing.
I don't like stuff like that. Like, don't watch. Like, support too. You know? It's a two-way street.
It's 2019. People don't follow that rule, but it's cool.
I hear you. but
Math, thank you very much for having us.
I'm
Jenna,
private these days.
I'm not. It's Jenna Archer. More live and full effect than I've ever been. Lace laughs in the bottom line. I'll be here in 2 weeks' time. I have to get that politics and stuff
I actually
straightened out.
like the name of that. Like, when I first seen that pop up, I'm like, yo, that's a dope title right
I
there.
came in here
It's
one time
catchy.
with like a cool top on. It was like lacy, but it was like 4 degrees in here, and I said, that's it. So now I wear shirts every time I come in here, but it's always the bottom line and
Yo,
laughs.
there was a time when like lingerie and lace was like for the bedroom and shit. Now you see girls running down the block on the 4 train rocking lace and Jordans.
Well, you don't have you don't have the boobs and the butt. It doesn't matter. It's just it's like a lace onesie. It's like a
Nah,
it's
fuck
like a tank
that
top.
shit. Some shit just need to remain anonymous.
Oh please. Like
I'm
I
dead
said,
serious. That's
it's-
why we got
it's been
shows
months
like.
for me in the bedroom, kids. So as
That-
far as I'm
wait,
concerned,
what?
yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm out.
That's why we got shows like SVU.
We'll be back in 2 weeks, guys. I'll see you later.